Good evening, and welcome to our encounter with Rabbi Dr. Lord Jonathan Sacks. Momentarily, we will be joined by the Chief Rabbi of the Jewish community of Florence, Rabbi Matteo Spagnoletto. I would like to welcome my father-in-law and mother-in-law. My father-in-law is Rabbi Avram Chazan, is the Executive Vice President of Merkaz Linyane Chinuch in Italy, the Chabad Lubavitch movement. And my mother-in-law, Mrs. Rivka Chazan. The President of the Jewish community of Florence, Mrs. Daniela Mizul. A board member of the Union of Jewish Communities in Italy, Mrs. Sara Cividali, and every one of you who is joining us today. Thank you for joining. On behalf of Chabad of Tuscany and Young Jewish Florence, Sonia and I would like to thank the Minkowitz family of Elite Kosher Events for their generosity. On behalf of Chabad of Tuscany and Young Jewish Florence, we would like to thank the Minkowitz family of Elite Kosher Events, whose generosity made this event possible. I'd like to thank Mr. Patrizio Cipollini, the general manager of the Four Seasons in Florence, as well as his dedicated staff, David, and the rest of the team for their courteous and professional service. Thank you, Rabbi Sacks, for making yourself available to share wisdom with us, the Jews of Florence. Knowing a bit of your very busy schedule, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Last but not least, we would like to thank our partners and friends who care deeply for our work and are a source of support, both moral and material, at every step of the way. A note on tonight's program: we will soon be hearing opening remarks from Lord Sacks, followed by questions which will be presented by young members of the Jewish community of Florence and students studying in Florence. And then, depending on time, we will open up the questions we will open the floor to the rest of the assembled. In 2016, Rabbi Sacks was awarded the Templeton Prize in recognition of his exceptional contributions to affirming life's spiritual dimensions. He was described by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales as a light unto the nation, and by former British Prime Minister Tony Blair as an intellectual giant. He's a frequent contributor to radio, television, and other forms of media in Britain and around the world. Since stepping down after 22 years of Chief Rabbi, he has held professorships at Yeshiva University, King's College London, New York University. Rabbi Sacks holds 17 honorary doctorates, and the list goes on. On a personal level, leading up to this Passover, I was a bit overwhelmed, spending so much time in the presence of the Lord. I have to share with you that Lord Sachs is sensitive, gentle, and caring, and every moment in your presence has been a learning experience. Without further ado, Rabbi Dr. Lord Jonathan Sachs.